146 billion, that's how many cups of coffee Americans drink every single year. It works out to about 3 cups a day. And if you're a business owner and you're watching this right now, you're probably going, how are they surviving on just 3 cups of coffee? And I get it, you're probably tired. You're working your butt off. You're doing 80 hours a week every single week. But the secret to feeling energized all day long doesn't come from a mug of coffee. And in this video, I'm going to share 4 ways that you can stop being so damn tired all the time so that you can take your business profits to the next level. Hi, my name is Will and I make small businesses more profitable. So in today's video, we're going to cover 4 ways to stop being so tired. We're going to cover sleep and sleep hygiene, circadian rhythms, coffee, and then the 20-mile march. All right, so as you know, life as a small business owner is draining. You might be doing 60, 80-hour work weeks. The stress of keeping everything afloat, the goal setting, the problem solving, the hustling, it's all a grind. And for many people, it leaves them feeling exhausted day in, day out. I've been there before as well. But this eventually means burnout, which is a serious problem for the future of your business. Because most small businesses take 3 to 5 to 10 years to start making some real money. So what can you do to stop being so tired so that you can make it to the point where your business starts to throw off enough cash so you can live your dream lifestyle? Well, first off, you need to dedicate yourself to having the correct sleep hygiene. Now, I know what you're thinking, sleep, duh, like, obviously, I should be focusing on my sleep, obvious. Well, sometimes it isn't quite so obvious as what it seems. Because most people know that sleep is important, but they don't realize how crazy important it actually is. And for some reason, most small business owners will stay up a little bit later to cram in some more work. We tell ourselves that we can run on just 4 or 5 hours of shut-eye and you'll be right as rain in the morning. I used to do this back when I was in medical device sales before starting salesman.com and the training business over there. I'd convinced myself that I only needed 6 hours of sleep every night to be successful. Those extra couple of hours of work I could squeeze in each day I thought would compound over time and be worth the kind of lack of sleep day to day. But this was complete and utter bull. You need sleep, and when you don't get it, it severely hurts your mental capacity, your physical ability, and your productivity on the job as well. The CDC puts out some shocking numbers that proves this point. They found that drivers who've been awake for at least 18 hours experience the same level of impairment as if they had a blood alcohol content of around 0.05%. That's a couple of drinks. For those who stay up 24 hours straight, it's close to 0.1% blood alcohol level, which is essentially being drunk. So, what can you do to sleep better? Well, first off, you can get a sleep tracker. I use a nifty little device called the Oura Ring myself. It just goes on your finger. I put it on my bedside table, I take it off in the morning, and it tracks all of my data, the sleep, the numbers, everything that I need to make sure that I'm not shortchanging myself on the sleep side of things. But smartwatches or other sleep tracking devices get the job done just fine. What's important here isn't all of the data, the numbers, the charts, the graphs, forget all that stuff. What's important is the minimum amount of sleep you're getting each and every night. You need to aim for an absolute minimum of 7 hours of sleep, but 8 to 9 hours is going to give you a massive productivity boost in most circumstances. Second, you need to pay attention to your sleep hygiene. The most important thing here is to cut down on bright, or very specifically, blue light at least an hour before bed. That means dimming the room lighting, putting away your bright smartphone that most people go to bed right on Twitter, LinkedIn, social media, just staring at it. It's killing your chances of getting a good night's sleep. And don't watch TV in bed either. You know the drill. You know all this kind of stuff. It messes with your circadian rhythm and it tricks your body into thinking that it's time to get up rather than wind down. An easy hack here, this is what I do every single night, is I get into bed and I read a book on my Kindle. The Kindle model I have is called the Kindle Oasis, and that will adjust the temperature of the light depending on the time of day. In the morning, it'll give you more blue light, which wakes you up when you're reading it, and in the evening, it'll give you more red light, an orange tint to the screen. That reduces, obviously, the blue light that you get into your eyeballs and allows you to wind down for sleep so you can get more of it. And what's cool here is that an extra 30 minutes in bed each night is actually going to increase your deep sleep by more than 30 minutes because you're going to get less of that blue and bright light in your eyeballs before bed compared to watching TV. So time-wise, you get to read, educate yourself or read a fiction book, whatever you're into, and get more regenerating deep sleep as well. Now, speaking of circadian rhythms, it's time to move on to sleep tip number 2. Circadian rhythms. So we've touched on this already with the importance of sleep hygiene. But let's talk about the other end of the spectrum, which is waking up each day. Just like minimizing bright light is vital to help you get into sleep mode, you need to get a healthy dose of bright light in the mornings to kickstart your energy levels as well. Now, of course, the best way to do that is by using the good old ball of energy that's in the sky every morning, the sun. Because while you think you might be getting plenty of light through your windows each morning as you sit there and you're watching telly, having your breakfast, whatever it is, the truth is that outdoor light is magnitudes brighter than indoor light. One study from Translational Vision Science and Technology found that your typical light outdoor from the sun is up to 50 times brighter than any indoor light that you're likely to have installed in your living room, office, or wherever you're spending time in the mornings. And that has massive implications for your circadian rhythm. That's why I always get up, walk the dog, 6 a.m. every single morning, get some sunlight on my eyeballs, and I instantly feel refreshed with that bit of cold air and that sunlight as well. And the crazy golden retriever running around me like a nutter also obviously is a source of inspiration on top of it all. Now, of course, it isn't bright at 6 a.m. every morning here in the UK, so in the darker months, like we're coming into now as I record this video during winter, I use what's called a seasonal affective disorder lamp, an SAD lamp that simulates the natural light of the brighter months. I just have it in my face on the desk in my main office through in the next room, and I have it on the desk, I have it pointed towards me as I jump into the day, start viewing my emails, look at my calendar, whatever it is. I do about half an hour of the light pointing at my eyeballs during winter, and again, it's energizing. I feel great after it. It's crazy how much a simple thing like an SAD lamp being on your table can have on your productivity for the rest of your day. Okay, so let's move on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is coffee and why you're probably drinking it wrong. It's pretty good. Right, now, coffee is great. Personally, I love the stuff, but you've got to use it as a tool, not as a crutch. For me, 1 or 2 cups in the morning is plenty enough to get my blood pumping and my mind moving, but I make it a point to never drink any coffee past 11 a.m. Because, and there's a ton of science to back this up, even a tiny bit of caffeine in your blood in the later hours of the day can hinder your sleep. So, for example, the Cleveland Clinic found that it can take as long as 10 hours for caffeine to completely leave your bloodstream. 10 hours. So if you're drinking your cup of coffee at 11 o'clock in the morning, it's still keeping you awake at 9 p.m. at night. So rather than downing cup after cup throughout your day, stick to using it right in the morning. Treat it like a tool that gives you a strong start to the mornings. But don't give in to your urges to pour another cup if you're tired mid-afternoon, because your sleep schedule is going to get more and more out of whack. And this starts a vicious cycle where coffee keeps you up and it messes with your sleep, so the next day you're tired, so then you need more coffee just to get through the day, and it goes on and on and on. Now, the final tip we're going to talk about in this video is called the 20-mile march. This is a concept developed by Jim Collins. Essentially, this concept boils down to setting clear expectations for your goals throughout the day. And then once you achieve them, once you're done, you shut the computer, you silence the phone, and you shift into home, chill, recuperate mode. Even if you're feeling super productive, the key here is to stick to your goals and then not do any more work once you're beyond them. You're forcing yourself to rest and recharge each afternoon or each evening. You're ensuring, and this is key here, that tomorrow is going to be just as productive as today. This is important because most small businesses don't last. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that 20% of businesses go under in the first 2 years, 45% of them don't make it to 5, and 65% of small businesses close their doors by year 10. So, surviving as a small business owner takes time, and lots of it. We're not talking about weeks and months here. For you to turn your business from 6, 7 to maybe even 8 figures, it takes years, if not a decade or so to get there. That's why you need to make sure that you're managing your energy and you're avoiding burnout, and the 20-mile march is the best way to do it. You plod along, you do 20-mile march every single day. Even if one day you feel like you could do 30 miles, you do 20. And that also means that if the next day you feel like doing 5 miles, you push to 20. 20, 20, 20, 20 for years or decades to come. Because once you've made it to that 5-10 year anniversary, you're gonna have massive momentum, you're gonna have brand recognition, trust in the marketplace for your product or service, and at that point, success really truly does become easy. So if you find yourself as a small business owner tired all of the time, well, you're in good company. Most small business owners are shattered day to day like you. But if you take care of the 4 things of proper sleep hygiene, healthy circadian rhythms, managing your coffee intake, and implementing the 20-mile march, you'll have the energy that you need to blow your to-do list out of the water. And that means that you can keep growing and growing and growing your business sustainably over time. Because, truth be told, and there's tons of science to back this up, a tiny little bit of caffeine in your body, in your blood, a few hours after this That's a strong coffee. Right. And if you enjoyed this video, why not click the videos on the screen right now and continue making your small business more profitable.